Hello, welcome and good morning. Welcome to today's class, and this video is purposely for mental drills. My people are aware of mental drills. If this is your first time of stumbling on my videos, note that I'm on a mission of having a good number of students emerge with good results in their JAMB 2025. And one of the strategy I apply to my students to make them stand out is mental drills. Mental drills has to do with a kind of training drills to enhance memory and speed when it comes to exams. If you are not fast to recollect, to bring back knowledge or information you have stored in your brain, it might come late than you desire it. For example, in JAMB, if you find it difficult to recollect, to remember the information, you are likely not to meet up with the time allocated for you, because you would have to spend a lot of time on questions. So I want to train my student to make sure that their brain has adapted to remembering information they have known already. And that's the goal of mental drill, and also to make sure that they have adapted to speedy recovery, speedy bringing up of the information. So if you are just meeting this video for the first time, you can follow my channel to learn a lot. It goes beyond JAMB. I give different kinds of advice on academic excellence. I believe in excellence. I'm a first class graduate by the grace of God, and I desire that many also should come up with such results, because it is possible. I believe in it, and with proper information and implementation of strategies, it is easier. So this is why I started this channel, to provide support to students who are serious and are willing to implement strategies for their good. So thank you for having me again. If you are my student, you already know how we do it, so I welcome you back. If you are not my student and you want to be part of us, just drop a comment, add me, so I will reach out to you and add you to our WhatsApp group, so that you will continue the training with us ahead of JAMB or ahead of any exams you are having in the nearest future. Thank you very much for having me. So today I'm going to discuss a few things with you. Mental drill. So I'm just going to explain. I'm not going to drop any questions. Meanwhile, all the things I'm going to discuss are from JAMB past questions. I've gone through the questions, I've picked a few things, so I want to explain them. I won't write anything as usual. Alright, thank you for having me. So the first thing I want us to look at is measuring instruments. There are different measuring instruments used for different purposes. So I want us to look at them. I will mention a few, then we continue on other things. So first of all, we have instruments like thermometer. Thermometer is used for measuring temperature in degrees, in Fahrenheit, in Kelvin, and other units. But basically these three are popular: degree, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. So we have hydrometer. Hydrometer is an instrument used for measuring density. From that word hydro means water, and most times you are dealing with density, it has to do with water. You know, for example, if you have a stone and you want to measure its density, you have to put it in water to measure the water it displaces. Yes, I believe my students are familiar with this. So that's hydrometer. Then we have sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer is used in medical settings to measure the heart rate, the heartbeat. Yes. So, and uh, most importantly, because we have to, let me make them clear here. We have stethoscope. Stethoscope is the one they put on your chest and listen to your heartbeat. Sphygmomanometer is basically to measure blood pressure. It's a pressure measuring instrument also, so it is for blood pressure. But sometimes it is combined with a stethoscope to take also the heart rate. Yes, don't forget this. Human heart beats around 70 times in 1 minute. Yes, maybe you are just hearing this for the first time. So a normal healthy human being at rest, not running, no. All right, so you see, I'm just trying to reveal some things to you. All right, so it beats uh, at 70 times per minute, and also it is good for you to know that the normal blood pressure of an adult human being, normal healthy adult human being, is 80 over 120. We are talking about diastolic and systolic now. Let me not go much into that. Then we have barometer. Barometer is an instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. We have speedometer. I know you know where speedometer is used. Speedometer is used to measure speed. We see it on our car dashboards. Yes. As you increase speed, you see the pointer going up from 110, 120. So that's speedometer. We have ammeter. Ammeter is used to measure current, electric current. So that's where ammeter is used. We have voltmeter. Voltmeter is an instrument used to measure voltage. It's also used in electricity. So we have what we call hygro, not hydro this time around. I hope you are hearing me clearly. Hygro, GRO, hygrometer. Hygrometer is used to measure density, humidity. I've talked about this humidity several times. I remembered several times. I've talked about this humidity, the amount of water in air, and this is what leads to rainfall, like orographic rainfall. Those of you that have done types of rainfall, let me not go into that, but uh, humidity is what brings about rainfall, dew in the morning. I've explained this in other videos. If you have not watched them, please do well to watch videos on past questions which are mostly repeated in JAMB. I have several videos, you can watch them on physics, chemistry, biology, and generally videos where I share tips on how you can succeed in your JAMB exams. Alright, quickly let's talk about thermometric substances. What are thermometric substances? Now we know what thermometer is. Then thermometer works by the principle of expansion of the liquid that is inside the thermometer. So different kinds of liquids can be used in a thermometer. For example, mercury. In glass thermometer, mercury is used. Don't forget, I have said that mercury is the only metal that exists in, yes, say it, liquid state. Yes, we have several metals. We know iron is hard, tough, yes, but mercury, though, is a metal, but it's in liquid form. If you see this question in JAMB and you did not answer it, hey, let me not say what I will do. Let me not say. All right, so that's that. So we have several substances that are used in thermometer. So we have water is used as a thermometric substance. Alcohol is used as a thermometric substance. Mercury is used as a thermometric substance, and even some gases also. So please note that these are examples of thermometric substances that are used. Then I want to talk about sound, how sound travels, because I've seen several questions recurring under sound. I was like, in all other things, why is JAMB more emphatic about the sound of a thing? All right, so when we talk about wave, we have what we call longitudinal, longitudinal, longitudinal waves. So sound happens to fall under this. We have transverse, we have, but in each case, for a wave to travel, a material is required, material medium is required. So sound, for example, when we talk about longitudinal, uh, we have the sound, or we have the wave travel along the medium, along the movement of the medium. All right, what I mean by this is that, let's say air is blowing in this direction. So if sound starts here, people that are in this direction will hear it louder than those that are in the opposite direction. What does this mean? It means that the sound travels in the direction of air. This is very, very important for you to know. If you are familiar with this and have been observing nature, you would confirm that what I'm saying is true. That if the direction air is blowing is the direction sound is heard most. So sound requires a material medium to travel. It does not travel without a material medium. I have explained this in one of the questions I answered in physics. Yes, where they are talking about the movement of sound in a vacuum. And I said, sound does not travel in a vacuum. Yes, this place where I am now, if all the air can be removed, if you like, hit anything, I cannot hear. Without air, you can't hear anything. You can't, you just can't. So sound travels through a material medium. So I want you to get that. Then after that, I see also questions that are related to nature on sound. For example, do you observe that during thunderstorm, lightning comes first? You first see the light before you hear the sound. The light comes, then later you hear the sound. Meanwhile, these two are initiated at the same time. At the same time. So why is it that you see light first before sound? So the reason is because light travels faster than sound. I hope this is well noted. All right, don't note it. I know where we will meet. Yes, by the time I write out my questions for mental drill. All right, don't forget, in mental drill, speed and accuracy, very important. You must be fast and yet correct. That's the goal. And anyone that has been able to build this kind of skill in him will be very, very productive in life. Beyond JAMB, I tell you the truth. These are some of the secrets that are helping my life, and God is helping me. So thank you. I just said light travels faster than sound. That is why, whereas the lightning during thunderstorm and the sound are initiated or are produced at the same time, yet we see light first before sound comes. Then another question under this is, when the sound eventually comes, it dies down slowly. The sound comes and it dies down gradually. You'll be hearing it going until it finally stops. So there is a process we refer to this as, and it is called reverberation. Reverberation is a process whereby after the source of the sound has stopped giving out sound, you will still be hearing the sound. Yes, this is not echo, it's reverberation, though it has a little connection, but it's not directly echo, because echo has to do with more like a reflection. It works more like a reflection, the sound hitting a surface and bouncing back. So please, the process is called uh, reverberation. I hope this is well noted. Then let's talk about a few modes of nutrition. Um, you observe that I'm just bringing questions from different areas. Yes, that's how it should be. So don't forget that it's mental drills we are aiming at. So don't worry, don't say, Mr. Emmanuel, you are bringing chemistry question into physics, into biology, into. Don't worry, just follow me and make sure you listen to my explanations carefully so that you get what I'm trying to say. All right, so I've also observed that JAMB brings questions under this nutrition modes of nutrition, you know. So I would just want to highlight a few. And the first one is autotrophic. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. This is a type of nutrition whereby an organism produces foods by itself using uh, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water, and this goes specifically to plants, green plants in particular, because we have some plants that does not photosynthesize. For example, mushroom is a fungi. The mode of nutrition in fungi is saprophytic. Saprophytic in the sense that they feed on the dead and decaying organic matter. Do you get that point? So most times you observe fungi growing where leaves are rotting, they are decaying, where decaying leaves, decaying stem of wood, decaying log of wood, decays. So this is saprophytic in nature. But when we talk about autotrophic, we are talking about photosynthetic. Those that photosynthesize, that use sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to produce food. So this is the autotrophic. Then we have parasitic. Parasites. Have seen several questions also under this particular mode of nutrition, so which you need to take note of. So when we talk about parasitic, from the word parasite, parasites feed, but they feed and kill their host. They feed on the host and they don't contribute anything, unlike symbiotic, where both organisms benefit. All right, so in symbiotic, no, not symbiotic now. In parasitic mode of nutrition, the organism or the parasite feeds on the host and cause harm to the host, does not contribute any benefit to the host. Example, tick on a cow or on sheep. It keeps sucking blood to feed on it, but it is not contributing anything to the sheep. Instead, it is causing harm. I hope this is well noted. There are also parasites that are found sometimes in the intestines of human beings, like worms. Yes. So this parasite does not provide anything, does not add anything to us, but they take away. Because once food is consumed, they feed on the food that has been consumed. Malaria parasite, for example, Plasmodium falciparum, viva, and other species. So they are also parasites that feed. Do you know that malaria parasites feed on your red blood cells? I think I've explained this somewhere. Yes. So once the parasite has been injected by a mosquito, the parasite will follow the blood, go to the liver where it will grow. When it grows, it goes throughout the entire body, looking for red blood cells. They will look for red blood cells, they will enter into them, they will burst them, and the red blood cells will die. That's why I said when malaria becomes chronic, should I use that word? When it has become much, even the urine color can change. Yes, because when red blood cells are being killed on daily basis and in large amount, the waste has to be excreted. So the the urine, it can show in the urine sometimes, but not all colored urine indicates malaria. We also have several other diseases that can lead to malaria. Diseases associated to liver, like cirrhosis, hepatitis, liver cancer, and uh, several others. So please take note of that. Very important. So that's that about parasitic mode of nutrition. So I've just mentioned three. There are several others. Let's go to the next one. I've seen questions about pH as it relates to the biological system. Now, and one of the most recurring question I have seen is that of parts of the body and their pH. Um, for example, I've seen question where they ask which part of the body is acidic, or in which part of the body is the environment acidic. Yeah, and several options are listed. Now, note that the pH of the stomach of human is about 2. Yes, you've heard me right. You know what a pH of 2 mean? That's highly acidic. Oh. And in case you don't know, hydrochloric acid is part of the acids that are found in human stomach. Yes, you've heard me well. So it means that the stomach has high pH. High pH. But understand my high. The higher the number, the lower the acidity. For example, 7 is neutral, 8 is basic. As you continue from 7, I believe you know our pH scale now. So the lower the number, the more the acidic. So now look at the stomach has number 2. That's low. The number is low, which means the stomach is highly acidic. Now, if I ask, why is the stomach acidic? The stomach is acidic because some of the foods we consume might be contaminated with bacteria, virus, and other uh, pathogens, disease-causing microorganisms. So by the time we consume them, the acid in the stomach, you know that's where the food will go first before moving into the intestine. Yes, so the acid in the stomach helps to kill germs. It helps to kill germs. It helps to kill germs. I believe you are getting this. And remember, in water purification, let me digress a little. In water purification, chlorine is added. Chlorine also kills germs in water purification. Chlorine performs that function of killing germs. So the stomach is acidic because if we mistakenly consume food with germs, the acid of the stomach helps to kill them. I hope this is gotten. And that's why gastric juice, that's juice from the stomach, is acidic. And people that have ulceration, and ulcer is more like a wound, gastric ulcer precisely, because we have different kinds of ulcers too. So people that have gastric ulcer, sometimes when the gastric fluids come in contact with those ulcer or those wounds, they will be feeling pains, they will be having discomfort. Yes, so this is the reason, because it's acidic, and when acid touches your wound, you know how that will feel. All right, so that's that about the stomach and its pH. So let's quickly talk about the blood too. I have seen also several questions on that blood and circulatory system. Now, blood has many components. We have red blood cells, we have white blood cells, we have platelets, we even have antibodies, we have water, we have proteins, different things in the blood. That's why I remember that time when I did one video, I said blood is a mixture. Yes, it contains different components. Alright, so but one of the components of blood has affinity to oxygen, and that is red blood cells. What's another name for red blood cells? Erythrocytes. Yes, erythrocytes. We have leukocytes. We have thrombocytes. So all these are names that are used um, either uh, to mean red blood cells, white blood cells, uh, uh, platelets, you know. So these are names that are used in their place. So you need to get yourself familiar um, with these names too. So red blood cells have affinity for oxygen. I have explained systemic and pulmonary circulation very well in one of the videos I have made. If you have not watched it, please refer to it so that you will get clearly what this blood circulation is all about. Remember, I told you, if you master one topic, just know that you have answered a question on that topic in JAMB, because it's more like you will definitely shall ask question in every topic that is part of the syllabus. You must see question, but then some topics have more questions than some, and this is the secret many people don't know, and that's what I'm doing for you. I'm trying to bring those topics that where you will see many questions and try to make you get a good understanding of those topics. So you get what I'm doing now, so that by the time you enter JAMB and they ask 3 questions in one topic, you get higher score. So these are some of the things I'm doing to see that I've assisted you to come up with good score in your JAMB in 2025. So I'll stop at this point. Before you go, listen to this. The mental drill will be later in the evening by 8:30 p.m. Get yourself prepared. Please, you can watch this video twice. Remember, speed and accuracy. I believe you have seen your score in the last one. So we are going to check your score. We are going to compare to see whether there is improvement or there is no improvement. If you